This is Justin on Thursday, October 27th, 2022. Taking a look at SPX on the daily. So we've got a really nice evening star reversal right into resistance. These green lines are really great resistance. So this is evening star. I think this candle was a shaved bottom. Is that right? Let me hover over that. The low and the close were the same, 37.99.44. So about 3,800. Today we got down almost to 3,800, right about the same level. This is just textbook evening star reversal, inverted hammer in the middle. I think we're going lower. It'd be great if we get a gap down, which I think we're going to get a retest back up, possibly into the 5 here. If we tag 3,800, that's a great place to look to short. This is the 3-minute. I'm zoomed way out looking at the last few days because what I'm seeing is on the 3-minute, and you can do it on a 5 or something else, is kind of like a double shoulder and then a head. And then on the way back down, we got a double shoulder. And this is a really nice head and shoulders or head and double shoulders. Just depends on how you draw it. Today's candle, zoom back in even more. Today's candle looks like a really, really great descending triangle. Making lower highs like that. Oh, that was a pretty straight line. And then relative lows, we had a little bit, and I bumped something. We had a little bit of a downtrending here. Not enough to make this a wedge. A wedge would look steeper like that. And then that can really break out and run. I don't think this is a wedge. I think this is a descending triangle with relative lows, and it really just depends. Like, yeah, that took out that low, and then we got brought back up. And then this low kind of got taken out over here. We got brought back up, and then we really closed below here. Like, this was a great place for us to trap some bears and just like, don't be shorting here. Please don't be shorting here or here. Don't short here. Like, when it's going so sideways, just wait for it to break out and a retest to hold, and it didn't. It actually broke out the other way. So there's a bunch of lines over that. So like, even just this and this, we broke out bearish, recovered, broke out bullish, recovered, got back into it and did the same thing, broke out bearish again. So, you know, it's like it just got choppy through here. So the bigger moves are where you wanted to look. There was some really great bull 10 EMAs right here. Triggered on that candle, just didn't retest, and that was pretty crazy. Didn't get a close above these candles. Actually, that last one didn't count. Didn't have a bull candle close and break down below. That didn't trigger. That kind of negates this one. We did technically get a move above. This was so far extended, that is not a good example of a 10 EMA. These two bull candles closing below the 10 were amazing. Either one of them, you could have gotten in below there or below there. That can triggered it in. Really nicely held, and then went lower, held again, went lower. There were some more opportunities later today, but let's go look at this one at 10:12 in the morning Central Time with the put. So that would have been, let's see, the 3,800 put at 10:12. One way to play this is getting in about 250, 260, something like that, a little bit above the high, and a stop $1 below at 160. And it actually retested all the way back into 2, which is why I say just set it up to buy about midway through that candle that you're looking for. So midway through this candle would have been about 225. So 225 by 125 is a better setup. Retest on this candle. Let's see, didn't quite fill in that one. So filled on this candle and then immediately moves, and then look to take it back up to these highs around 4. Or if you're looking for 2R, go for 425. And it pretty much did all that on this candle. Yeah, 450 is the high. And this is far enough out of the money at 3,800 that it would not have had as great of moves as something a little bit closer. So let's go look at 38.25 instead. And same price, or same time, sorry, at 10:12 right here. Look for a setup middle of this candle. So this candle is much bigger. High was 8, the low is 680. Maybe 750, around that would be a good place, or a little bit lower, 725. 750 would have filled on this candle and then actually moved up 2R, 750 would have filled in this candle. 750 would have filled in all these. Yep. And actually never came back down to this low. So you were actually good on all of these. This is the lowest it got, 690. Even if you set it up to buy at 7, I don't know if it would have filled here. But look at this candle. This is just a monster candle. This is the kind of option that's closer. It's still out of the money, but 38.25 is closer, that it can have these bigger moves because people are expecting it out of the money, and the market makers have designed it out of the money to go to zero. But this is a really, really great candle pattern. So this is inverted hammer, inside inverted hammer, both closing below the 10 at a previous resistance. And just go bearish. Like, and then it rested. Here's your bookends. So this candle, here's a bookend, and here's another one. So you just, I mean, that's the setup. That's the continuation pattern, and then whoosh, it just goes. And then if you missed it, it retested about midway back into that candle, which was also the low through here, and it rolled over. Like, that was great. And then take profit at the previous low. So as this is crossing the previous low, it was right in here. So let's go see. So probably midway through this candle at 11.25 would have been like the ultimate target down here, like get out of it, the rest of it. And so that was midway through that 11.27 candle, about 15. And we already tagged that here. So if you're in at, let's call it 7, just easy numbers. Actually, no, let's call it 750, and you get out at 15. You doubled the option. 7.5 hour. So that's the way to play this. It's not going to make it all the way back up to this because the option is going to lose value as the day goes on. Out of the money ones and in the money ones will lose value as the day goes on. The only way to get that same option value would be to actually pass it. So let's go look at the call. Like, what's the price at the open candle? What's the price at this candle? And an hour later. On this call, that's how we actually got above. The stock, or SPX, went above an hour later, and we got to about the same high as we got to at the open. This is the 38.50 call. Got up to 20, tag 20, right? That's pretty much it. I mean, there were some more opportunities later. Bearish, some bull candles closing below 10. Great setups. We had a secondary retest back up into this range where we broke down earlier. Like, look at this. Okay. Just for right now, I'm just going to move this just to show you. That green line is now marking where your trigger is to get in bearish. Look where we retested later. Like, it retested the entry, get in bearish, even up here. Like, it's a retest of this. It's so bearish. Okay, I'll move that line back. There we go. Bearish was the way to go today. I talked about it being a good day to retest, going lower. Somehow we gapped up, somehow we ran up. But you can see how choppy it was. We gapped slightly up, we ran up, ran down, ran up, and then this was just a sustained selling through here. That's a weird color. What is that? Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. There we go. Here's some sustained selling like this. Here's some sustained selling. You know, that's the channel range down. And then move this. And then, yeah, we don't really follow that same angle. We go a little steeper. But then once we get above that same angle, see, I love when these angles line up. Look at this. Okay, we didn't get back down to the next lower part of that. We reversed. Okay, get out if you're going bearish, or just get out because it's at new lows, right? So bearish is the way to look at this. Bigger triangle. I'm looking for, you know, from today being some consolidation, and a triangle shape, evening star reversal, 3-minute head and shoulders. Actually, let's go look at like a 15-minute and see how that looks on a 15. That is 15. Yeah, I can still see it. Can you see it? So here's a shoulder or a double shoulder, and then a head, and then shoulder, and kind of a lower shoulder. But all of this is kind of like, there's your neckline. Or if you're more traditional, you can draw a neckline straight across, and we've already broken down, and we retested here, and we should just go. And a measured move is from about, let's call it 38.85 down to 38.20. I'm just going to say like 38.20. So, basically that we're going to move down to probably 37.60 easily, and maybe lower. So that's the next. I mean, that's just a measured move of the head to the neckline, measured down. I mean, even from let's just say from 3,800, you're going to take off 65. So that's 37, 35. That's like that. So anywhere in here, not at, well, hopefully not open. If we get that open, we'll probably rally back up to here and then roll. So there you go. Hope this helps. This is Justin. Thanks.